Lights out.
I'll do that teaser because up on the deck in about another minute, we'll be sipping some coffee with Brian McCarthy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the founder of Snowman in the Morning, the CEO of Snowman Multimedia, the man that we call Snowman, Brian Snow.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am coming to you live from Columbus, Indiana. Been running all over the place this morning because had to get the car serviced, and the folks at HK Auto, proud sponsor of the show this morning, were kind enough to give me a ride here. So we're giving them a shout, and we're giving a couple of people, folks here at Starbucks, a shout here in Columbus. And now, speaking of coffee, let's sip some coffee. Let's get them.
As he does every Monday, he joins us now at the bottom of our number one, no credentials required co-host, Ryan McCarthy. And, okay, why are you in a Zen position, sir? Is it because of the Devils?
8-4.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can help you. Hold on. Okay, so when Aaron Rodgers makes you feel this bad, all you have to do is just sing the Lion King song. Ayahuasca, you need to get out of my team. Just it makes you feel.
It's good. Not that either. It's not that either.
Okay. So what is? So it's not the Devils. It's not Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Gentlemen,
yes, sir.
What is this?
We're gonna need the hot seat.
Oh hell!
Lord. All right.
Burn him up. Burn it.
Disappointing. It's not Aaron Rodgers that you're about to roast, but
Antonio Brown. Have a seat, my friend.
Oh Lord.
So a few months ago, the Albany Empire reached out on social media, said, "Hey, how'd you like the opportunity to co-own a football franchise?" It's like, okay, might not be a bad idea.
Nah.
The moment I saw the press conference where he was 15 minutes late for his own introductory press conference.
Oh, that's good for him.
It was a bad marriage.
Oh, that's good for him.
Knew this was a bad marriage. It's early for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's early for him. So the primary reason why I believe the Albany Empire had Antonio Brown jump on board is probably because of the workers' comp. Because workers' comp in New York State, gentlemen, it's pricey. It's pricey.
I figured it would be.
I suppose that the team practiced in Massachusetts for the past couple of years because it was easier to get workers' comp in Massachusetts than it was in New York. That's neither here nor there. So for the first couple of weeks, smooth sailing, relatively drama-free. And then comes April 23rd, opening kickoff at the MVP Arena, two-time defending National Arena League champion, Albany Empire. Oh, sorry. Before that, about 10 days before the season starts, their head coach, Tom Manas, of the last 2 years, who guided this team to 2 straight championships, was fired for reasons unknown. We're not sure if it was Antonio Brown's doing. If we weren't sure if it was the majority ownership's doing.
It ain't the majority ownership. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Okay. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Well, so is coffee. But let's go back to the 23rd. Albany manhandles the Orlando Predators. The Orlando Predators are, at that time, were a dog's breakfast, in the words of our friend Rod Peterson. A dog's breakfast of a football team.
Not dog's breakfast. I love that.
Dude, did I just hear
You heard a Rod Peterson reference, yes.
Yes, you did.
Can you say it again? Because I love Rod Peterson and his show. Could you say it again, please? For those of us in the cheap seats at Madison Square Garden, say it again.
At the time, the Orlando Predators were a dog's breakfast of a football team. Beat them handily. It's like, all right.
Shout out to
Get him, Pootie. Everything was going smooth. Everything was smooth sailing, harmony, lots of woo-saw in the locker room.
Shout to Rod Peterson.
Mm-hmm. Even with their new head coach, who was the offensive coordinator at the time. Then they lose a game at home, very close game against San Antonio, on the last play of the game.
What?
Okay, just small speed. Actually, during halftime of the season opener in Albany, this new ownership group, you can say group or individual, we'll get to that in a moment, going around the arena on the field saying, I'm 100% the owner of the team.
Bitch, are you for real?
Thank you, Dolomite.
Perfect. Perfect.
But he only owns 47.5% of the team. The other 92.5% is owned by a majority ownership of Techie's Fire Water Restoration, and a small 5% as a family in the Albany area. So he's going around the arena saying, "Oh, I own 100% of the team. I'm the sole owner of the team." That's news to the other owners of the team. So that week, other ownership, the majority ownership of Mike Corda, he sells the other half of the team, the other percent of the team, to Antonio Brown for $1, because I believe he's like, I'm out. And two executives, one of them who is a close personal friend of mine, two executives, they leave the team. So Albany goes on to lose another game in Carolina, and now the following Monday, 8 players plus the head coach who is there are suspended and or fired because they complained on social media that they complained that they weren't getting paid. Yep. So I guess the pay scale goes every Monday in the National Arena League. Players get paid. So rather than going to the players and saying, "Hey guys, listen, we had a recent turnover in ownership. Paycheck's going to be delayed. Just we'll get to your payment. We'll get to your pay. We'll get to your pay. It might be a little bit late." Rather than doing that, they say nothing at all. Nothing is said.
Bitch, please.
Yeah, nothing is said, or allegedly nothing is said. So they got to scramble to find a new coach. They have to find not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, 8 new players to put on their roster before Saturday's game against West Texas.
I'm getting too old for this.
So what do for the head coach? They bring back the old head coach that they fired 10 days before the season began.
You fired!
Okay, what?
They hired the coach who got fired 10 days before the season began.
What?
You fired!
Yep. Now, they bring in some players who are either rookies or veterans who don't know the arena game that well. And they had a very, a decent performance again on Saturday. But we also have an expose from, I sent you guys the article in our private chat,
yes,
from Abigail Rubel, fantastic beat reporter for the Times Union here in Albany. Awesome job. Trying to find out who actually owns the Albany Empire.
Oh dear.
So it's not Antonio Brown who owns it, apparently. It's an LLC called the Antonio El Allah Express Enterprises, based in Tampa, Florida. Now,
the what?
The Antonio El Allah Express Enterprises.
I'm sorry, this dude is doing too bad.
So good.
Antonio El Allah. Well, assalamu alaikum to him too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa. Back up. Back up. It's called the what?
Antonio L. Allah Express Enterprises.
What?
And now a selection from the Wonderberg Choir entitled Antonio Brown, You Clownish Fool.
You fool! You fool!
With the solo from Brian Snow. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Snow. You have a very angelic voice there.
I appreciate it.
So, listen, Mr. Brown, can I call you Tony? Okay, I'll call you Tony. Your dad, the legendary
Tony.
touchdown Eddie Brown calls you Tony. So I'll call you Tony too. Just be informal. In the month and change that you've supposedly had full ownership of this team, not only have you fired 2 coaches and brought back 1 coach, and you've released 8 players who are key parts, who are a key part of last year's championship team that was set to go on a 3-peat this year. I believe you've ruined the goodwill of the entire Albany area. And I know you've said before, oh, I grew up in this area. I went to middle school here. Dude, you are barely here. You were barely here. You were barely in this community. You say you want to help with the community. You want to be there in the community. You were barely here.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
You were here as much as you were for the alleged baby mama you're stiffing for $30,000 in the state of Florida.
Ooh.
Allegedly.
Ow.
I'm saying allegedly because I don't want to get sued. Allegedly.
Ow! Ho! Ryan is cooking this morning. I love it.
So I have to give some put the fire to the commissioner of the National Arena League, who put out a statement on, I believe it was Wednesday, saying we have full support of our. I'm paraphrasing here. This is not direct quote. I'm paraphrasing.
Of course.
If you want to read the statement on their website, he's saying basically, yeah, we have full support of all of our owners of this league, especially Antonio Brown in Albany.
Why you lying?
Why you lying? Why you always lying?
I love the fact that his foot's on an abandoned toilet in the middle of the alley. Because that's exactly what Antonio Brown has done to the Albany Empire. He has put them in a toilet.
Yes,
A literal toilet. And
Amen to that.
Look, Albany sports fans, we complain that teams aren't around too long. Teams are only here for a short term. Part of it's because Albany fan doesn't come out to support the team. But in this case,
yeah, it's true.
I'm not surprised if we get more than probably 3,000, 2,500 people at that arena for the rest of the season.
Yep.
And the way the team is looking,
Yep.
I believe morale is down for the players who decide to stick around, either because they didn't have any other opportunity, or they just didn't have any other opportunities, or they just couldn't find another spot in another league like the IFL or the CIF or the USFL or the XFL. They're staying loyal because they have to stay loyal. But in order to do goodwill for this place, you have to do goodwill for the players. Treat the players well.
Can you say that again for those of us in the cheap seats watching the Iowa Barnstormers?
I said, in order to treat the community well, you have to treat your players and your coaches well. Treat your personnel well. He even went off on the kid who runs the Albany Empire Nation, called him the R word. I'm not talking about Redskin. I'm talking about the other R word.
Oh no, not that.
It's a French word, if you can believe. If you want to translate.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, dude, like, stop, please. Look, full disclosure. I started going to counseling recently because like I need to figure out some stuff in my own personal life, dude. Antonio Brown, we'll let this out there. I will send you a link for 2 free weeks at BetterHelp.com. Come in touch with me at whoisRyanMCC on Twitter. I will gift you 2 free weeks of BetterHelp because you need some BetterHelp right now, sir.
Oh yeah. Hey, Ryan, I get it. I'm with you on your journey, my friend. Continue.
Yes, continuing your journey, but I already know that Antonio Clown will return fire by saying,
I don't care if you block me on social media. I don't care if you don't let me into the arena. I don't care at this point, dude. Just do actual good. Don't say you're going to do good.
And then do that.
Do it. Don't just look in the mirror. Just don't say it. Don't just say it. Do it too. All right, I'm done. Get out of here.
Do we believe that Antonio Brown should be an owner of anything?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
I love how he says business is booming. Yeah, business is blown up, and that you've blown up this team.
Oh my gosh!
I'm so disappointed.
Antonio Clown doing Antonio Clown things. Sad.
And to think his father is allowing this.
Why don't he go back?
Albany.
I'm just thinking, really?
Eddie Brown.
Why?
I love that dude.
Why doesn't Antonio Brown go back to doing what he does best and looking like an absolute idiot, being a hype man for a hip hop group?
If anyone lost their ears listening to Antonio Brown's album, 1, get him back as soon as you can, and 2, that should give you a clue of him as an owner. That's just, oh boy. For those of you on the Shady Sports Network, watching and listening via that way, as well as no credentials required, hit the like button for the respective channels. Let's make this, let's make this grow. Let's get no credentials. You know what? I'm going to throw Mr. McCarthy some flowers here because he's done the same for me every time I tune into his show each week, and I'd love to be a guest sometime soon. Listen, let's grow both the Shady Sports Network as well as no credentials required, folks. Because, and of course, Snowman Multimedia and Cole Sports, and that's Cole Sports with a Z. Let's make them all grow. Give me the camera. Give me the camera.
Lord,
give me this camera.
Give him this camera.
Here we go.
Lord have mercy.
Give me this camera. Let's make all the media outlets that house not only this show, but no credentials required, Cole Sports, Real Wise, Stuck in My Mind podcast, any show that Mentality, any show, and especially Let's Grow Comey Media Incorporated, okay? Because this is an empire that we're building, and we need y'all to grow this. This is the new media. This is the way everything should go. You know, Draymond Green brought the phrase new media. This is it. This is it. You got access to all the shows that you love, and we're going to put them all together on one channel, as well as keep our separate channels, but let's grow them all. Let's grow them all, please, because we want this to be what we do for a living. And I'm making this plea on behalf of all the channels I support, all the media I support, all of the shows that I support. Let's make this grow. Let's push this, and let's really, really get this going. And this is a personal plea for me to get Snowman Multimedia to 1,000 subscribers so it can get monetized, because I have been classified as disabled, even though I am in remission. I have been classified as disabled by the state of Indiana, and I want to do this for a living. I want to retire my wife from what she's doing and have her get into my company. I want Cole to do the same for his wife. I want Ryan to blow up. I want the Playmaker to blow up. Everybody that you see here, I want them all to blow up. Thank you. All right, take the camera back.
Lord have mercy. We got a guest on here. He goes to give me the camera route. Lord,
thank you, Snowman. Thank you, Snowman. I appreciate it. The kind words are more than appreciated. And by the way, tonight we get a much happier version of No Credentials Required at 7:00 with my co-host Dustin.
No Antonio Brown slander?
No.
Darn.
I'm done. I've had enough. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's something I got to do. And there's something I got to do at the top of hour 2. But we thank Ryan McCarthy for joining us.
Thank you, bro.
As he always does each and every Monday.
Wonderful
at the bottom
job,
of hour 1. And if y'all haven't subscribed to No Credentials Required, you need to, because that is awesome. And to Ryan, I make this offer. I'd love to put No Credentials Required inside the Snowman Multimedia Podcast Center and distribute it to a lot of fans to help you grow.
And I'll make this offer, sir. I want to one day give you the message of you have a gift in your email box.
Oh, I'm gonna love that.
Oh,
I'm gonna love that.
I do.
I'm gonna love that. It's Coffee with McCarthy. This morning is presented by Starbucks Coffee of Columbus, Indiana, and also presented by Invader Coffee. You know Ryan, you know myself. We love our coffee. I want you to hit that like button for Invader Coffee and bless him with a gift. Bless us both with an order. That's Invader Coffee. Thank you, Ryan. We love you. We'll see you next Monday.
Those thoughts, just let you know, guys, that those thoughts been percolating in my mind all weekend.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
No.
Well,
but
yeah.
you understand the pun because it's Coffee with McCarthy.
Yes, percolating.
It's time for the percolator. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Ryan.
Oh Lord, no. Oh.